What a game. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cowboy and the Hawk's Nest podcast. We will be recapping Super Bowl 54. Probably the best Super Bowl that I have seen since Super Bowl 53, if I'm not mistaken. Eagles versus New England Patriots. Wow, that was an amazing game to watch. I was hosting a Super Bowl party for friends, and I was watching the Super Bowl the entire time, and just wow. Just like I told you guys on Friday, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback, strike that, best player in the NFL. No doubts about it. The game was almost 2014 NFC Championship-esque. For those of you who don't remember, that would be the Seattle Seahawks versus the Green Bay Packers in CenturyLink Field. That game went like this. Russell Wilson threw 4 picks in the first 3 quarters. Actually, I think it's the first half. I don't have those stats up right now. But it was some crazy number of interceptions during that game. And miraculous stuff happened in the second half of that game to bring it to overtime, in which Russell Wilson beat the Green Bay Packers with a very, very, very clutch throw to Jermaine Kearse to win the game. Likewise, Super Bowl 54. Patrick Mahomes throws 2 interceptions. One in the second quarter, if I'm not mistaken. It could have been third. To number 54, Werner. Everyone at the party groaned, "Ah, man, that wasn't that great of a throw." It just wasn't that great of a throw. Patrick Mahomes should have been aiming for Tyreek Hill in between the defenders in the soft part of the zone. But he missed through it and threw it a little bit too inside. And not that all the blame is on Mahomes for the throw. Tyreek Hill should have gone more into the inside of the zone, right into the middle of the field, right in the middle of the pocket of the 3 defenders, the safety and 2 linebackers. But Mahomes made the throw, and it was a terrible throw. The second pick in the fourth quarter, that was a killer. Everyone at the party thought the game was over with that pick. Except me. I was saying, don't count Patrick Mahomes out. He's going to do something special. And what do you know? 3 straight drives, touchdowns, every single one of them, unanswered from the Niners. That is special. In the fourth quarter in the Super Bowl. Did Kyle Shanahan give the game away by not running the ball in the second half? Yes. He left the door wide open for Mahomes and the Chiefs and Andy Reid to just have their way with the second half. But you gotta walk through the door that the other team gives you. And Mahomes and company did it flawlessly and with murderous intent. No mercy, take no prisoners. And hung 21 unanswered points on them. Yes, this is an emotional game for me because being both a Cowboys and a Seahawks fan, I absolutely hate the Niners. Absolutely hate them. Rivals, division rivals for the Seahawks. And they've been great matches every time that they've come up since 2013, 2012. And with the Cowboys, the rivalry back in the 90s and late 80s was tremendous. Cowboys, of course, got the better of the Niners several times. But the satisfaction of the Niners losing in heartbreak fashion to the Kansas City Chiefs is such a lovely feeling. Let's get back to the game, though. Kyle Shanahan. You will forever be known as a Super Bowl choker. You did it with the Falcons, 28-3 up by halftime. And what do you proceed to do? You proceed to throw the ball consistently, even if it doesn't work. And you have the two-headed monster of Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman. Yes, you do have Julio Jones and the then MVP Matt Ryan. So we can give you a little bit of a pass for doing it. But everyone in the crowd was saying, fuck the Patriots. And was wanting you to win so bad that we half give you a pass. Half give you a pass. Because you chose to go with the MVP and probably the best or second best wide receiver in the league. Not particularly mad at it, but at that point you need to start running down the clock. But this is unforgivable. Or at least close to unforgivable. You have the second best running attack in the league. Second best. Behind the Ravens, who have their quarterback, Lamar Jackson, as their leading rusher. You're second with one of the two-headed monsters that you had in Atlanta, Tevin Coleman. And you have two complementary backs to Tevin Coleman who is no doubt a scat back, who is better catching the ball out of the backfield than necessarily running through the tackles. But you have Raheem Mostert, a career journeyman who has turned out to be an amazing through the tackles runner. And Breida, someone who can take the pressure off Mostert if he wants a little bit of a rest here and there every once in a while, who has just about the same skill set. They brought you into the playoffs. And what do? You choose to go with Jimmy Garoppolo. You showed no confidence in him in the first half. That's why you were running the ball. Congratulations. You went with the girl that you came to dance with in the first half. But you chose to go with the more prettier Jimmy Garoppolo. And it didn't work out at all. The whole team saw that you had no confidence in Jimmy Garoppolo in the first half. So why did you decide all of a sudden in the second half to steer away from your running backs and start trying to trust the guy you didn't trust in the first half? You left the door wide open. That is your legacy so far. You are a good coach, but you also played it safe too much in that game. You need to stop. You need to take a lesson from Andy Reid on the opposite side of the field. He was going for it on fourth downs consistently because he knew this was the goddamn Super Bowl. This is what you play for. You have nothing else on the table. This is it. And you do that. I'm sorry, you failed. You failed. Come on. I do not, for the life of me, understand why Shannon Sharp on Undisputed decided to go with the Niners to win. Sure, he played for your daddy, for Mike Shanahan, the Hall of Fame coach, or should be Hall of Fame coach if he's not already one. But you didn't learn from your pops, Kyle. It's almost a perfect example. You two have like carbon copy teams. An amazing running game. Sure, the Broncos had Terrell Davis, one of the best running backs of all time. But you have three running backs that complement each other so well that they might as well combined be Terrell Davis. You have a quarterback who is John Elway was when they were winning Super Bowls. He was okay when they were earlier in Elway's career. But this was the twilight years when he was in his 30s, his late 30s, and we were all like, damn, we need John Elway to get a Super Bowl. So who carried him? The defense. And Terrell Davis. Jimmy G this entire season has been carried by the running game, George Kittle, and the defense. You have carbon copy teams. You and your dad. And you didn't learn. That's one for your mistake. Shout out Jizzle Adonis. Andy Reid now. Congratulations, Andy Reid. You have just punched your ticket into the Hall of Fame. For years, we have known you as an offensive guru. Your coaching tree and its success has shown itself to be one of the best in history. But you couldn't get past the big game. Now you have, buddy. Congrats. You time managed excellent in this game. Your players played for you, and you had the motivation factor all throughout your career, but especially now. That was clearly evident from all of the post-game interviews from every single player. Especially Travis Kelce, the Honey Badger, Terrell Suggs, and Patrick Mahomes. They all loved you and are indebted to you as you are to them. Make sure you have room for them, boys, at Thanksgiving, because they all want to be with you now. They're inexplicably tied to you, Mr. Reid. Congratulations. Now let's talk about some maybe none as concerning about the game subjects. Bill Vinovich, I have to congratulate you. You called a fantastic Super Bowl. Even though there were some nitpicky fouls here and there, but overall, I congratulate you, sir. One of the best officiated Super Bowls I have seen. You let them play. You called fouls when there needed to be called. Sure, San Francisco fans will get mad about the pass interference call, but you got that right. You and your ref team got that right. Great call. Extended arm. You are a testament to how an NFL referee should call a game. I would like to suggest to the NFL, though, concerning referees in the playoffs, I hate that you have stooped to the level of calling reffing crews all-star reffing crews. I do not like it for one simple reason. All-star crews do not have the chemistry that a regular season crew does. Just go with a regular season crew. Just choose the 4 best refereeing crews, the 4 best refereeing crews of the season. 2 for the AFC, 2 for the NFC. Because that's as many games as they play in the playoffs on any given weekend. It's just insane that you would choose the most important time of the season to make sure that the reffing crews have no chemistry whatsoever. Sure, they might meet in the off season, but that's not the regular season, where they have 17 weeks of chemistry together. They know how everyone sees everything on the crew. Why not just defer to that chemistry skill? That just seems insane to me. I'm sure I'm not the only one. And the NFL needs to get called on this. It's insane to me. That's all that I can say. It's insane to me. And now for something a little less on-field related. Tom Brady's commercial. Who got themselves a good sponsor? No lie. A spokesperson. They got themselves a good spokesperson to get for themselves. A winner. Let's just say this. Everyone in Boston now wants a Hyundai Sonata with their smart park features in the Sonata. Parking their car in the Harvard Yard with smart park. And they want Hulu because of Tom Brady and his promise that he's not going anywhere. Now, at first, my immediate thought was, he's coming back to the Patriots. There's no way he's leaving the Patriots. And there are rumors I have heard from the reporting of Ian Rappaport from NFL Network, shout out, that the Patriots are prepared to pay Tom Brady $30 million plus to keep him. No doubt this is Robert Kraft and not Bill Belichick, but the Patriots could be willing to pay Brady what he is deserved for winning 6 Super Bowls for them. A lot of them were cheating, and a lot of them were due to defense and the best kicker ever. But they won 6 Super Bowls, and we can't take them away even for cheating. Side tangent. You should never be... your trophy should never be taken away from you if you're cheating, by the way. If you're caught cheating after the thing. Because... after the competition. No matter if it's Lance Armstrong, if it's the Astros, you get to keep your trophy. Because you worked for it. You still had to show up for those games or for that event. You get to keep that trophy. No one else. But I was also thinking for Tom Brady, that he might not mean that he's coming back to the Patriots, that he just means that he's not going to retire, which seems more plausible because he has been on record stating that he is keeping his options open. The Raiders are a team that want him, and they're ready to pursue him. They're ready to move on from Derek Vehicle Carr. Shout out Chisholm Adonis again. The Chargers would be a good landing spot. Max Kellerman is on that bandwagon for sure, to make sure if it is Brady or if it is Belichick. Which, by the way, I don't understand that argument totally. Because now would not be the time to make that specific argument. Because every one of the detractors of Max Kellerman and his argument, they would give Brady the excuse of, oh, he's 43, 44, 45, with whatever team he's with, if he's not with Bill Belichick. So we can't have an accurate estimate of if it's actually Brady or if it's Belichick. So really, this whole experiment is not really worth it because we still won't have a correct answer. And finally, the Titans. The Titans. I would love to see him with the Titans. Not gonna lie. Because it's practically New England without Bill Belichick. Because there are so many former Patriots that are on the Tennessee Titans roster that it's insane. You have Dion Lewis, the scat back for them, made the game-winning touchdown in Super Bowl 51. Logan Ryan, cornerback and former Patriots cornerback that was across from Malcolm Butler. And Mike Vrabel, former linebacker for the New England Patriots in the early 2000s when Brady was winning Super Bowls with them as head coach. All Brady needs to do is organize the offense. Vrabel can take care of the defense. Defense was... The Tennessee Titans defense is so underrated. It's so underrated, especially with Adoree Jackson. Adoree Jackson is an amazing cornerback. He's so underrated as a cornerback. I think I'd like Brady to go to the Titans more than any other team. Because the Raiders are nowhere even close to being ready enough to challenge for a Super Bowl. That just ain't going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So I'd say that's off the table right now. The two most likely options are the Titans and the Chargers. I want Brady to go to the Titans because I think he'd fit better into that system with Vrabel and that with the requisite weapons that they have, an amazing running game with Derrick Henry leading the league with rushing this past year. But I think he's going to the Chargers. They're going to be in a new stadium in LA with the Rams. Even though LA doesn't particularly care for football, like they can barely fit, well, they can barely bring fans into the Olympic Coliseum in LA. That I don't even think a new stadium is plausible to even be sold out. And other teams would just make it a home game again if it was the Chargers at home. But nonetheless, you have a new stadium to show off to the world, and everyone wants to see the stadium and its new high-priced living. It's in California, Brady's home state, where he grew up loving Montana and idolizing Montana and wanting to be Montana so bad. And I think they're just a quarterback away. A game-managing quarterback away from challenging for the playoffs. And Patrick Mahomes is in the same division. Brady might be a cheater. He might be sleazy. But there's one thing for damn sure that Brady is, and that's competitive. He wants that Patrick Mahomes smoke so bad that I think he'd be willing to go into the same division as that dude. And I'd love to tune in to those games. Brady versus Mahomes. It would be this generation's Brady versus Manning. It'd probably be a better show than Brady versus Manning. But it would be a very, very very, very good game to watch. Our time's almost up today. But I do want, in the comment section, please tag your favorite Super Bowl commercial. I think I got to go with Smart Pack because family's from Boston. Or I have a bunch of family in suburbs of Boston. It was just hilarious with Smart Pack. I almost forgot. We have to discuss the travesty that is GMC unveiling an electric Hummer. Really? Now? You decide to bring the Hummer back now for commercial use? And not only to bring it back without a diesel engine, to make it electric only. Sure, it will actually have speed, but damn it, you gotta have a diesel in that bitch. I don't give a damn. You gotta have a diesel in that, some form of combustion engine. And I know you haven't been researching any kind of combustion engine recently because GM, the company, has already said that that they have cut the funding for their research and development team into combustion engines. They are going with their engines that they already have for combustion engines for any car that they have, and they're funneling it all into electric vehicles. It might be more consumer ready and consumer friendly as it pertains to gas prices and emissions. But damn it, not a Hummer. Put that in a fucking Silverado or a Suburban or something like that. Don't sully the brand of Hummer on the altar of emissions. Screw you, GM. This has been your boy, Aaron, in the Cowboy in the Hawk's Nest podcast. Have a nice weekend. Go Hawks. And how about them Cowboys?